Hey everyone, my name is Keith too, and I'm an artist born and raised here in Atlanta, Georgia. So today I want to share with you some sketches I've been doing during quarantine. Some of these sketches are very open-ended, and I experiment with different colors and different pens, and some of the other ones have a light concept to them. So without further ado, let's take a look. Alright, the first sketch I want to show you is this new and improved prayer kit. This is a play on an classic illustration by Albert Dürer, The Praying Hands. I think everybody's seen it in some form or fashion. And so during this whole quarantine thing, I wanted to do like a tongue-in-cheek where you have the praying hands with soap and bubbles. So this prayer kit is now included with soap and water. So yes, definitely pray, but also wash your hands too. So I think it was pretty funny. I don't know. I don't really do a lot of humor with my art, so kind of went out on a limb with that one. But yeah, so you can kind of see some different versions of this. This one with no words, and this sketch over here is kind of showing the beginning stages. This is faith over fear, the beginning stages of what you're going to see on the next page. All right, so let's go to the next page. All right, so for faith over fear, this is something that honestly was a message towards myself during this time. You know, there's a lot of anxiety in everything, and having faith in God, faith that, we will persevere was something that I could remind myself of during this whole time. And so I used this hand crushing the words fear. You know, as you can see on the hand are the letters for faith. And I tried a few different compositions. The F on the whatever this is called, the fat part of the thumb. Try the F there, the F on this part. Just trying to figure out what would read the best. And I think I actually scanned this in and tried the F higher so the F would kind of reach into the smallest part of the thumb. Yeah. This was really fun to do. I've had this on my mind for a long time, to be honest with you. So it was fun to get that out of the system. All right, so this is the type of sketch I was describing in the intro, where I was just having some fun. It was very open-ended, and I use a lot of photo reference for this one. I've had some things saved. I get a lot of inspiration from images and pictures, whether it be things that I see out on the street by myself, or some photographs people take of themselves. This is actually a friend of mine who runs a whole dessert page on Instagram. And she took this picture, and I was like, oh man, I love this picture. I love the composition, the jacket coming up over the nose, the thick black in the hair is like created this really nice silhouette. The thumbs reaching under the jacket and been coming together, kind of adding a little mystery. And then she had like this button here for her Instagram page, and I actually asked her if I could use this picture and kind of draw it. So I drew that. Really like drawing like lions, and did like a little kitty cat, kind of contrasting with the big lion. And this is actually a picture of my father cutting my son's hair. And so I snapped a picture of that when that was happening, and was looking forward to kind of drawing that later. And as you see I love drawing like plant life, flowers and things like that. And so I was using some pens like this. These are Sakura Jelly Roll pens. Love them. They are so fun. They're really cheap. They're all like $1 each, and you can get them at Michael's. You can get them at all these different places. And so I was using things like that, even just regular ink pens, the Papermate ink pens, and sometimes I use these Pentel brush. A lot of artists use these. You might have seen these in other videos, but these are Pentel brush pens, and these are pretty sweet right here. I really like these, but they give you a lot of. Let's see. I'll show you a little bit. You can get a lot of smooth brush work with that. Yeah, that's really fun to use. But yeah, so showing some growth here with the floral arrangement, and I have another line here. I got running really fast. This is actually an ad I saw on MyFitnessPal, I think. I think that's what it was on. I don't know. It might have been on Instagram too, but I really like the motion he had when he was running. And you can see a lot of typography. There's a Instagram site called _BHWAM, And what he does is he just takes pictures of covers and typography in a lot of different comic books, old comic books, and it's absolutely great. You get to see a lot of masters, people who go unheralded, like people who you've never heard of, and you see their typography work. And so I was looking at that for inspiration and using, whatever words I wanted to use, but kind of using the style they used. And so that was a lot of fun kind of working up here. If you saw my last video, I like drawing people on the subway and on the train. And sometimes when I don't have enough time, I'll snap a picture so that I can continue drawing them when I get home. And you'll see, you might see, it's kind of hard to see, some people waiting on the train. And this is my son. She's waiting on the train. And this is a picture of a person I saw over Thanksgiving. I just met him. This is a person waiting on the train with her skeleton showing in pink. A picture I've seen on Instagram, and I kind of use that as reference and have fun with that. This is my wife. I took a picture of her and decided to draw her. That's risky business to draw your wife because you have to show it to her. So she approved it for the most part. She was like, yeah, that looks pretty good. So I feel good about that. And then I started playing with this little water element here. Just kind of laying down a lot of blacks with the brush pen here, then going over it with a white Jelly Roll Sakura pen, and just adding in some of the motion and the fluid marks of liquid. And as you can see, kind of splatters all the way this way, kind of unifies it. Then I wanted to play with a little bit of a 3D effect, if you will. And I accidentally put my iPod earbuds over this drawing when I was just looking at it, and I was like, oh, that'd be cool to kind of draw it on top of there, put some shadow, and kind of make it look like those earbuds were actually on the actual picture. So varying success there, but a lot of fun to try. And I have all these speech bubbles, but they're not saying anything. I was intending on having them say something, but maybe I'll go back and add that later. And last, I have an unfinished sketch. This is of my son Luke. And I kind of superimpose some drawings of lion cubs and kind of use that like visual metaphors, like my son is a young lion. And these are just different drawings of him riding his bike, sleeping and just doing things that 4-year-old kids do. So this is in progress, but I wanted to at least show you where I kind of am heading. I'm kind of going in, you kind of see this plant life here. I'm going in and adding in this plant life to kind of create some contrast between the background and all the figures in the foreground, like that. And yeah, I think I'll come back and maybe post on Instagram the final of this piece right here. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm at Keith2Art on Instagram, on Twitter. I post mainly on Instagram, but I have it linked to my Twitter and my Facebook as well. So please follow me there. You kind of keep up with what I'm doing. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my quarantine sketchbook. It's still ongoing. Yes, we're still ongoing. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you guys are creating some cool stuff during quarantine as well. Please write in the comments below if you've done some cool work that you've been meaning to get to, or if you still have something planned for quarantine. So yeah, let me know. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.